Halloween
Forever.
Good evening, Stephen. How's it going? This fine, wintry, blustery winter eve.
I'm totally in my bag, Brian. This is where I like to be.
Yeah.
Where it is dark at 4 and there is snow on the ground. This is where I thrive. I believe I will be one of the few people that has to retire to Finland or Norway rather than Boca Raton.
Yeah, me too. I'm a sweaty boy. I like this time of year. Sweaty and pale. So I like it cold. I like it dark. Got one for you, Steve.
Oh boy.
So I do a little Christmas shopping, right? You know, we talked about this last broadcast as well. Doing a little Christmas shopping this year. Actually got, for my wife, I got a new car.
Oh, she'll be happy with that.
Pretty, you know, yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good trade. Welcome, boils and ghouls. Take my wife, please. Welcome to a Secret Satan showdown of Halloween is Forever. I'm Brian.
I'm Steve.
It's funny. I'm looking through jokes, right? There's a lot of Christmas jokes out there. A lot of my wife Christmas jokes.
Sure.
A lot of like Rodney Dangerfield, like, take my wife, please, type of Christmas jokes. I could not resist. Hold on a damn second. Who's that giggling in the background? Steve, you never laugh at any fucking thing I say.
Nope.
Oh, wait, hold on. That's our old pal, Kellie, from the Final Girls podcast. Howdy, Kellie. Thanks for joining us.
Hello. Thank you for having me back for another showdown. I'm excited.
Oh, we are excited as well because the most unholy of all of our showdowns for the entire year. This is our Secret Satan showdown. We're so happy that you're able to join us. I know for those of you who listen every week, we said there was going to be a different guest. That guest had a conflict, and Kellie so graciously slid in as a substitute for us, which we very much appreciate because, listen, frankly, I like you better than that other guy anyway.
Brian never met the other guy.
I don't know the other guy, really. I never met the other guy. He's just catching strays. I've never met him before.
Well, I mean, although the statement isn't untrue. I mean, he is a nothing to you, whereas you do actually like Kellie. So,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
he might as well not exist. Yeah. Anyway, we appreciate you joining us, like I said, for this most unholy of showdowns. Once again, Secret Satan, we're super excited about it. But before we get into all the movies and types of things that we got to talk about the Final Girls podcast, because if you like this podcast, you're going to like that podcast. And Kellie and Sarah, we've talked about before when you were both on, but tell us about Final Girls Pod and where they can find you and all the fun stuff you have going on.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give you our spiel. First of all, thank you so much for having me back. I had a really good time. Although there were times when I was watching these 3 movies that I was regretting committing to this. Of course. That makes sense. Way. But okay, so Final Girls is a podcast where we discuss a different Final Girl every episode. We release every Wednesday, and then now that we have a Patreon, we're also releasing extra content on Fridays for patrons. The main episodes are about characters that you probably know and love from horror movies. Like, no, we haven't done Sydney yet, our most requested, but we will get there. We did just do Laurie Strode. Probably, you would know Ripley. Just kind of the badass last woman standing is the trope that we discuss. And then our Patreon episodes are stuff like Final Daddies, Final Cats, Final-ish Girls. So like Final Girls not from horror movies, in case, like maybe Atlas is one I really want to do. But you can find us at final-girls.com. We're also on Blue Sky at Final Girls Podcast. And then we're on Instagram at Final Girls The Podcast. And you can listen to our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts. So,
yeah, go check it out. Super fun show. is anybody, Steve? I didn't see one yet. Are you slurping on a wet one over there?
Oh yeah. Oh, Brian, I'm not just slurping on a wet one.
I saw Kellie had something. I didn't see what it was. You slurping on something wet over there, Steve? A little wet one?
Oh, I'm not just slurping on a wet one. I'm slurping on a Christmas wet one.
Yeah.
It's a good old Crimbo wet one.
This is a new... by the way, Kellie, you're right to cringe at this language. We started calling beers, instead of cold ones, wet ones, because we talked about how we like beers to be two things, cold and wet, right? So we said, why only focus on the temperature? Let's talk about how wet they are.
Yeah.
And it really ends up coming across very unappetizing.
It's disgusting.
It's also the term slurp, as previously way early fans know that I'm no longer allowed to say the word splurt, but they basically sound the same.
Yeah, no, Steve's been turned off. He's been restricted from using certain language, namely the word splurt. I actually am surprised I have not gotten the same treatment for the word slurp, because I do use that word a lot. But anyway, tell us about that wet one you're slurping on over there, Steve.
The wet one I'm slurping on is a classic one. And I mean, especially for our area. I haven't had it in a long time, and I think it's actually gone up in ABV. But it's the old Southern Tier Double Xmas. It's Christmas 2 times.
Oh wow, nice.
The old 2 times Xmas. I like to call that Double Xmas, and I cannot believe they have not made a Triple Xmas yet. That seems like
I think they did. No, they totally did.
Well, yeah, no, they might get some letters.
Yeah, no, they totally did. Except for it wasn't. So okay, so this one is just a spiced double ale. The Triple Xmas was a IPA, and that's why they only made it once, because they betrayed the formula.
I see.
Whereas this one is your classic kind of Christmas ale that's brewed with like orange peels, ginger root, cardamom, cinnamon, fig paste, and cloves. I think the Triple Xmas was meant to be like a sprucey, piney triple IPA, but it came out like a fucking thick slurry, and that wasn't good. So, yeah, I don't have that.
So then, like, it wasn't wet enough, is what you're saying.
It was wet, but it wasn't good. It's just, that's the third component.
Okay, yeah, that's a key.
And that's also why we stopped referring to them as cold, because cold doesn't have to be a thing. It can be like a UK real ale, and those are served at room temp. So
I did not know that.
Yeah. But the 2 Xmas, I believe, used to be 7.5%, but this one says 8. So they've made it stronger.
Nice.
And that's great.
I mean, why not?
Yes.
More to love.
All right. Well, Kellie, I saw you sipping on something. My question is it wet? And do you be slurping on it?
I do be slurping. Oh God, I regret saying that. And no one pull a soundbite from that. And it is quite wet. Actually, I have 2 wet things here. Oh, I hate it. My cold brew coffee.
You're feeding into it. You're actually somehow making it worse.
So much worse. I don't have anything alcoholic right now because I have a very long day ahead of me. So yes, coffee and also a sparkling water. So kind of boring, but hey, it's something wet.
It's true. Listen, that's all I ask.
Is the coffee of any interesting origin?
So, yeah. No, it's like they sell these like big like containers of, I forget what the brand is called, but I'm like crazy about these cold brew coffees. They actually do taste really good. And so I just buy like these big pitchers of it and I just drink it all day long because I'm burning the candle at both ends lately. So
sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I am the just so wet. I am over here sipping on, or slurping, excuse me, on one of my favorites from, I drink every holiday season. I'm drinking from one of my favorite English breweries in beautiful Yorkshire, the 25-26 version of Samuel Smith's Winter Welcome, which is like a strong English bitter ESB kind of thing. that they come out with around the holidays. So I'm sipping on that, grab myself a little 4-pack, making my way through that. Something about British beer around the holidays, it just feels very Dickensian. It feels very, warm and toasty. And it's not something I reach for a lot of other times throughout the year. So this is when I indulge. And let me confirm here and listen closely. You can tell me if it's slurping, and I'll tell you if it's wet. Ready? That's a slurp, and it is wet, guys. Confirming we are off and running for our Secret Satan Showdown. Yins at home, if you're new to the podcast, you might be thinking, what the hell's a Secret Satan Showdown? I'm going to tell you one more time. Slow your fucking roll. I'm going to explain it to you. Here's what we do. We have a showdown on the first Monday of every month. Of course, we have some Sticky Streak content released on the internet every Monday, but the first Monday of the month, typically this month, it's actually the second Monday for reasons. We have a showdown episode. Typically, we pull 3 topics off our big spinny ass wheel. We put it out on the social medias for our friends and listeners to vote on. Then me, Steve, and our guest, or sometimes our collective Patreon community, we get a movie associated. We pick a movie associated with that topic once they pick it. And then we argue. We have an old-fashioned slobber knocker. Sometimes it's a barn burner. Sometimes somebody gets an atomic elbow. Sometimes somebody gets a jackknife powerbomb. Eventually, somebody takes home that son of a bitch and championship strap for the month. Little different in December. We have a Secret Satan Showdown. That means all of our little ghouls over there in the Patreon, they actually pick some movies for us. So these movies are gifted to us. These movies typically, but not always, suck shit. So then we have to go and defend movies that are either new to us, that we didn't pick at best, or at worst, suck shit, as I mentioned. We have a mix of that, I would say, this year. And we are going to be announcing these for the first time, Stephen, right? We haven't talked about what the movies are going to be for the Secret Satan Showdown. Is that accurate? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, we only dropped a couple hints last episode, and it was up on the Patreon.
Oh, yes, that's right.
It was up on the Patreon what we were doing. But yeah, we can now announce the movies and their origin as to who may have bestowed or betrayed us in this showdown.
I want to know, because I don't know this answer. I know which one I got to talk about, but I don't know who did this, and I want to hold somebody responsible.
I was just going to say, I want to know names right now.
Okay.
Names, addresses, dox them. We're going after them. This is fucked up.
Weaknesses,
schedules,
allergies. Yeah, anything we can take advantage of. Do they have a deathly allergy to shellfish that I can perhaps, spike their drink with shrimp stock and kill them or something like that?
Yeah. So this Secret Satan Showdown will feature the Gingerdead Man. And this was gifted by our patron, Dan. So, Brian, you will be...
I feel like this reeked of Dan. And Dan's in the Discord right now. And first of all, Dan, how dare you? Second of all, fuck you. No, it could have been worse. But
sure.
Not that much worse.
I mean, yeah, I'm just going along with the concept that it could have been worse, but I don't know how. Like, I can't name how it could have been worse for you.
I can't think off the top of my head.
I can tell you how it could have been worse is if the movie was actually movie length and not just like an hour.
Sure. Yeah.
So it could have been worse if it was much longer.
Sure.
If this was a full feature length runtime without like 12 minutes of opening credits and 8 to 12 minutes of ending credits, like this is the most like buffered movie I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God.
Stretched. But so yeah, that was
possible. I mean, you could see the gluten structure in this movie when you stretch the dough. You can see you could read a book through how thin this movie is.
So that was your gift. For Kellie will be representing the 1980 film To All a Good Night, and that was gifted to her by our patron James. I should say James submitted that, but they all went on a wheel. So it was the wheel of Satan that really picked who got what.
Okay. All right.
And then myself, I reached out. And I reached out to a good friend of the show, Premium Steve. Because Premium Steve, director of Carousel and Amityville Christmas Vacation, which we featured in the past, he is obviously a big lover of Christmas because he won Best Amityville for Fangoria. I reached out to him and I said, Premium Steve, I know you love Christmas. Do you have a film that you want to recommend that either fits the Christmas horror themes, or if you really wanted to, you can just recommend Curtains for Christmas, which is his most latest Christmas horror film. And he said, you know what? I'm just looking to get people watching Curtains for Christmas. And that went up on the wheel. And by default, it wasn't even chosen for me. Just by default, it landed to me. So that's what I'm representing today.
Okay.
Wait, you actually really have contact with the director?
Oh, yeah. He's in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Oh man,
Premium Steve is a we refer to him as Premium Steve because he's, we have regular Steve here. It's just everyday Steve, and then we've got Premium Steve,
Standard
which shows
Steve.
up on occasion. And Premium Steve is a multiple time guest as well as a fellow Yinzer.
Oh, I didn't know that, and he's in the movie too.
Yep.
Oh, that's so cool.
So those are our movies. That's what we'll be talking about today.
Steven has told us what movies we're gonna represent, and who had the absolute audacity to punish us with them. So, Steven, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it my decision as far as who's gonna go? What the order we're gonna go in?
Yes, it is, because you did win last month's Showdown, so you get the choice.
Well, of course, to the victor go the spoils. So I am going to, you know what? I'm gonna have Steve. I'm gonna have you go first. All right.
Oh, okay.
And
Thank you.
Then we're gonna get into some real good shit. We'll have Kellie get into. So we'll start out with Curtains for Christmas from 20 and 24, and then from the year of our Lord 1980 to All a Good Night. Kellie's going to talk about that, and then I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up with the entirely feature-length film, The Gingerdead Man, directed and produced by one Mr. Charles Band from 20 and 5. All right, so let's do that order. How's that sound?
Sure.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think that's probably more listener friendly. Although I feel yeah. I feel like I expected you to go first just to get it out of the way, and maybe you just would have tanked it with a...
I almost did, but I was thinking about the listeners. And listen, if this goes to a Patreon vote, if this goes to social media, remember, I'm looking out for you, all the boils and ghouls at home, because only the hardcores are staying around for me to talk about fucking Gingerdead Man. All right. Steve, let's get into some Premium Steve.
Yes. So like I said, our friend Premium Steve Rudzinski, he gifted Curtains for Christmas because, hey, he made it. He could have given us any Christmas horror movie he wanted, but he gave us this one. He couldn't have given us Amityville Christmas Vacation because we already did an episode with him on that very movie that went on to win the 2023 Fangoria Chainsaw Award for Best Amityville film. And then right after that, he made this one. So this stars Steve himself, and it stars his common filmmaking and writing partner, Aileen Isley, as Holly.
Mm-hmm.
And so immediately, right like last week where we watched Letters for Satan Claus, we have another character named Holly.
Yeah, that was quite a little coincidence. We also at least in your movie and my movie, not unlike that movie, a ton of names that are just straight up puns.
Mm-hmm.
All the character names are puns in last week's movie, in your movie this week, and my movie this week. I don't think so much in Kellie's movie unless there's some 1980 puns that went over my head.
I don't think so. But
I don't think so.
Yeah, she just has weird names in hers. But I don't think they're references. Ours are, in this film, they're either puns or they're references.
Yeah, more references, I guess.
They're like Christmassy.
Yeah.
They're all like Christmas.
Yeah, I think it's a good mix of both because we do have references to the Wet Bandits. We have references to Christmas Vacation, and we also have the general ones like Noelle and Chris and Holly and Belle. So we get a good mix of all of them. But yeah, Curtains for Christmas starts off pretty quick where we have our lead, Holly, and she is getting all set up for Christmas. We can tell that she's the one that loves Christmas. And then her boyfriend comes home and she tries to, get him psyched for Christmas as well. And then he drops the bomb that, oh, we can't have dinner with your parents on Christmas Eve because I got to go out with the boys.
Yeah, I got
paid for a cabin with the boys.
For like an extended period of time right before Christmas, and you didn't think to mention it to your girlfriend? Okay, I probably would have stabbed him too. Spoiler.
Let's just normalize murdering people for fucking up your plans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for like inconveniences.
This
cut them out of your life. Literally
escalates super fast until I saw my movie, and then I was like, "Good God, these might be number 1 and number 2 in terms of how quickly from start time until first murder."
Well, yeah,
absolutely.
You don't want to spend a whole lot of time fucking around, especially when you mentioned Gingerdead Man is technically an hour 10, although I do believe actual film runs shorter than this film, which is an hour 8. So
100%. Like
they're both super short.
Yeah. This seems like it's twice as Gingerdead Man seems like a short that they just put a lot of credits on both sides of.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, like there's literally 2 minutes and 40 seconds of opening credits, and then there's 10 minutes of end credits. So that actually brings it down under an hour. So yeah.
The trivia said it's less than 50 minutes if you cut out the credits. It's like a 45-minute fucking movie, and it still feels interminable. So
well, there's so much. I know we're not talking about my movie yet, but there's so much walking around to silly music. That's the whole movie, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so much walking.
All right, we'll talk. Listen, I've already lost, guys, so we'll wait and talk about it later. But
we'll get to it. But yes, Holly is unconsolably upset by the fact that her boyfriend would do this to her so early, so close to Christmas, and so she picks up the cheese knife and stabs him in the back, and then stabs him in the chest, and kills him, and gets blood everywhere, and gets says the line, "Well, if I can't have Christmas, then I guess it's curtains for Christmas," and stabs him, and then gets blood on the curtains. And then, oh yeah, she also has to get curtains for Christmas. So we get both puns, we get both entendres for the title, very quick,
very layered
in the first scene, and it's all laid out.
Funny thing about her using the cheese knife to stab him is that from then on, she just picks up the block of cheese and just like chomps it.
Oh yeah.
Like she's just sitting there with the wheel of cheese, just eating it like a rat, which I only say because rats are a huge theme in this movie.
Yeah, she eats I love to eat a block of cheese like a candy bar or like an ice cream sandwich. And that's essentially what she's doing in this, which I appreciate. I do want to also call out in the same scene, when she's stabbing him in the back, she's really rooting around in there. It seems like she's trying to get a bullet out.
She's like dragging the knife back and forth.
Yeah.
She's making more of rather than a stab wound, it's more of a trench she's carving out.
Yeah, this film goes pretty hard with a lot of the like blood and gore effects.
Yeah.
Surprisingly so.
Yeah. When we talked last week about Letters for Satan Claus, like there are some like gory elements to that on and off, but like there's also mostly just off-screen deaths. Whereas the deaths get more and more brutal and upsetting the longer this film goes. And it's like it is essentially about how Holly is like losing the plot of what Christmas is. And because she's losing the plot of what Christmas is, like people are suffering more indignant and violent deaths as it goes, which is, you know, like they stopped even being holiday themed. Like in this first death, like she chokes out, you know, her boyfriend with, you know, a strand of garland and brings him down to the ground. And then she does stab somebody in the face with an icicle. And it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of like holiday themed. But then at one point she winds up robocopping somebody. Which they say
that in the movie.
They say in the dialogue, which rules.
Well, this movie is, Steve, you might remember this. I think when we were talking about like guilty pleasure movies, or maybe we were talking specifically about guilty pleasure Christmas movies at some point, I called out a movie from 2004 called Surviving Christmas. That stars Ben Affleck, and it's got like Christina Applegate, Catherine O'Hara, James Gandolfini. Yeah. It's got a bunch of like recognizable people. It's a funny movie. It's just a movie like for whatever reason my wife's family always watches, introduced me to. It's a very entertaining movie. And it's about a millionaire shitbird who is basically holding like he doesn't have any family, and he forces like this family by way of bribing them with like hundreds of thousands of dollars to be his family for the holidays. This is that, but with a murderer. Yeah.
Yes. By the end of the film, it is that plot line. And I'm pretty sure, you know, Steve would agree that he kind of cribbed it from that, because like this film is full of references, full of, you know, just either references to other Christmas films or just references to, like we said, they straight up just say, you know, somebody got robocopped. But after the murder, Holly sits down with her favorite, you know, Christmas film, and it's called A Cheesy Christmas Movie. And I believe you can also find this somewhere to watch as a full, like maybe not as a full film, but like as a short film. I don't know where you can find it though. Yeah.
That's maybe an Easter egg we'll find from Premium Steve. Maybe it's on the YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, I can tell you if you sign up for his Patreon, Steve Buster, I'm sure he has it on there. But yeah, it is called A Cheesy Christmas, and it's 46 minutes long. So you can watch a full version of
it's almost as long as my movie.
Right. You can watch a full non-violent Christmas film that is all about like I think it still maintains the rat plot line, perhaps.
Oh, really?
But yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah, I would assume it does.
It has to. That was like a key element.
That's
to
true.
it.
It was the rat in Holly's world is my favorite part of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So while Holly is watching this cheesy Christmas film, and I wanted to point out, I actually know the guy who plays Chris in A Cheesy Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, I went to college with him. I was like shocked.
Oh, dude, you should reach out.
Yeah, he was a roommate of like one of my film school partners. Like one of the guys I used to make films with in film school, who was like usually in my group. He lived in the same apartment as Chris from A Cheesy Christmas. So
interesting. Yeah. You know, I kind of had a similar thing, but mostly because I'm dumb, because I started watching this, not making the connection of the title that this was Steve's movie from last year. And I didn't watch it last year when it came out. So I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, I wonder who picked this movie. And then I see Steve pop up, Premium Steve. And I'm like, oh, this is Premium Steve's movie. Hey, I know that guy. So it's kind of the same thing, but not because of a coincidence, because I'm dumb and didn't make the connection. This was his movie. And you picked the movies or worked with the patrons to pick the movies.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, as Holly's watching A Cheesy Christmas, her, this avatar for her own subconscious, Dominic, the Christmas rat, shows up and is sitting in a chair next to her.
All right, and I want to call something out, because this is what makes it so great. Is Dominic, there's a big rat, person in a rat costume. Whoever's voicing Dominic is doing a Paul Lynde impression.
Yes.
Who we've talked about many times. I'm a huge fan of Paul Lynde and the Paul Lynde Halloween special, especially. But Paul Lynde was the voice of the rat Templeton in the animated Charlotte's Web. So
yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that, but that makes so much sense, and Steve would absolutely know that reference.
I watched that animated Charlotte's Web 9,000 times as a child, and I think is partially why I'm obsessed with death. So and just that and Paul Lynde, it just came all full circle for me. So I very much appreciated that.
Amazing.
Yeah. The actor's name is Michael Verardi, and I believe like you can catch him in some other Steve movies, like he was in Shingles the movie. But he's also like known as a writer, I think, more than anything, because he like writes for like the Chainsaw Awards and just has like a bunch of other like crazy, low budget stuff.
Gotcha.
Like Aquarium of the Dead and Christmas with a Crown. So he writes both low budget horror and is a writer on the Boulet Brothers Dracula. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, he has a prolific profile of all things low budget and camp is nice. I think the way to put that.
I love it.
Yeah.
And and there's no way to live in that world and not appreciate Paul Lynde.
Right. Sure.
The campiest motherfucker who ever lived.
Yeah. So yeah, Holly gets introduced to this kind of avatar to her life, and it starts guiding her, but they call out very early. It's only telling her things that she already knows. It's not, like a Frank the Rabbit situation where it's a mystery or anything. It's just like straight up just sitting around doing the Paul Lynde and just like encouraging her to go do whatever she wants anyway, because it's what she wants to hear.
He does get kind of existential at points where it's kind of like, wait, who's driving the car here? Me or the rat? But we're both the same mind, and all that stuff. So it's pretty. It's fun. It's clever.
Well, and the rat, he sometimes forgets that he's like non-corporeal, and he like tries to interact with things around him, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, wait, I'm not real."
Yeah. He's like, "Oh yeah, never mind."
Yeah, he does like I think the line was like, he's like, all right, let me turn off the movie for you, because she's watching the movie, and he goes to grab the remote, and his hand just goes through it. He goes, "Oh wait, I'm not real," and then he goes, "Am I a dream right now?" Because she's sleeping, like he's talking to himself.
Amazing.
Yeah. Above all, this movie is like very funny. And again, I think this is a good double feature with the movie we talked about last week.
Oh, sure.
Just because like both of them are relatively short, and they both are just very funny, but also they have, tons of violence and goofy horror elements as well.
And the Hallmark sensibilities. Like the last one, this isn't as much of a straight parody of a Hallmark movie as Letters to Satan Claus is, but it absolutely is trying to reference them, right? With Holly and all the names, and and every scene has something Christmassy in the background, and it hits all the beats.
Yeah.
And it's like very, very overexposed.
Yes. Yeah.
Like it was distractingly so at times. Yeah. Like everyone is glowing.
Yeah. Everything has to be glowing. Everyone has to seem like they are made of Christmas lights.
Right. They are made of Christmas lights. They are haloed by Christmas lights. Yeah. Like Holly essentially tries to base her future off of, this cheesy Christmas movie. And like she tries to find the perfect man who fits this, after having to dispatch her like shitty boyfriend. And so like that's why we wind up with like a constant downslope for her, because she tries to force a cheesy Hallmark, future for herself. And it's just not happening. But, she goes out into the world and she goes shopping for curtains for Christmas. And in her shops, this is where she runs into Steve Rudzinski playing Jay. And, they both reach for the same pair of, curtains, to hang up. And they have a little meet cute, but he's very obviously put off by her. Which is like my favorite thing is just the way she will say something that's like out of a Hallmark movie, and he'll just look at her and go,
he's
"What?"
Like, and he goes, "What?" That was my favorite thing too, because in this moment, she mimics like the line from her favorite movie, which is like the guy, as they're reaching for the thing in the movie, he says he's drawn to things that are exceptionally beautiful or something. And then so that's what she says here. She's like, "Oh, because you like things that are exceptionally beautiful." And then he does the great like,
"What?"
Steve plays a very similar, like, it's always a very lovable, like, moron.
Idiot.
He plays and he plays that in a lot of his movies. It's like the lovable,
really good at
very well-meaning moron, and he does it so well. The my favorite, I think my single favorite moment in the movie is when, not long after the scene when they go to the gingerbread competition or whatever, and she walks in and sees him, and just the way he's standing, he's just like hunched over with his mouth open and his stupid sweater on.
Exactly. Her perfect man.
He's just standing there like an absolute just buffoon.
Like there's nothing behind the eyes, just blank slate for her to put her Christmas fantasies on.
He's doing video game NPC until he's activated by his until he's activated by something, and it's his wife that he's activated by. But Steve is great at playing the heart of gold buffoon, which is very effective in this case, because he is just being projected upon by Holly. But like, he already has kind of the perfect life. He has a wife who loves Christmas. He gets to, work at a business where he gets to donate to a bunch of kids for Christmas. Like he is living a he already actually probably went through the Hallmark Christmas movie arc. And like, we're seeing a person who's on the other side of that, who has like the perfect, wife. He is also the antithesis of the Hallmark movie, because the Hallmark movie, like we discussed last week, is always the hot guy who has a dead wife. And you don't, you don't know why he's not taken or whatever. It's usually because he's just not ready to get back out there or anything. But like in this film, Jay has a whole bunch of roadblocks because he's settled. He's good. Stop bothering this man.
Oh my God, leave him alone, you psycho.
Yeah. But Holly does, all she can to win over Jay. And in that, it just literally, she just murders people, and including his wife. And then,
well, because she didn't know he was married, and then they do that thing that they do multiple times in the movie where they like do a super close up on like his mouth and teeth as he's saying like wife, and then like meanwhile Dominic the rat is like kind of egging her on as like, she's mocking you. Like she sucks, and like basically encouraging her to murder this woman who actually is very nice.
She's a perfectly fine, nice lady, and Dominic the rat is just basically turning Holly into an incel. But I mean, Dominic is her anyway, so like she just is just engaging in
just herself.
Yeah, she's just going in incel behavior because it's just, she's doing this to you on purpose. She's making you watch her be happy with him. But this includes up to Holly murdering Joan, and the most absurd scene.
Oh yeah,
or scenes.
That seems like honestly 15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. It goes on, but this is where the movie really won me over, to be honest, because I was like, wow, that is ludicrously silly. Because like Steve's saying, she murders the wife and then proceeds to wear her face for judging this gingerbread contest, which like my fiance was like, her eyes aren't even open. Like so she's just like walking around the room with like this dead woman's face over. No one like says anything about it, and she judges the contest and everyone's happy.
The funny, like the grotesqueness of it is juxtaposed with the silliness, because her plans are so dumb, Holly's, but so vicious, but also they work. So like, for example, she goes, I'm going to kill the wife. Well, now it's like, well, how am I going to convince, he's not going to want to fall in love with me if I killed his wife. Oh, I'll wear her face, come in, tell him,
break up with them.
We're getting a divorce. He'll believe that because he sees the face. Which is...
and it's amazing. She's giving her like a weird accent too.
Yeah, she puts on an Irish accent. Like, Joan does not have an Irish accent. She just does one.
And then she's covered in blood. She's like, what is that bread stuff? He's like, oh, it's jam from the gingerbread or whatever.
She says the cranberry salesman was really pushy this year, and then like licks some of the blood off her finger. But I will say in this scene, where they judge the gingerbread contest and she only chooses the one to win because it has like a rat cookie on it. And then everyone freaks out and it's basically like a WWE like brawl in the background.
Yeah. You can tell they're literal wrestlers they hired that are back there.
Yeah. Oh, completely. Completely. But someone says my favorite line, which was, for the love of Shane Falco, which I can only assume is a reference to Shane Falco, Keanu's character in The Replacements, which is maybe like the most random thing I've ever heard in my entire life, but I love that movie. And so I was like, oh my God, did they say Shane Falco?
Yeah, I caught that too. I was like, I know that name. So I Googled Shane Falco. I was like, oh, that's Keanu from The Replacements. I want to take one quick step back to acknowledge a funny bit too, that you just explained about the cranberry. He's like, the cranberry salesman is really pushy. And you're like, that's Alan for unbelievable. You. That's so stupid. But then, Steve goes, well, that's Alan for you. Meaning that not only is there a cranberry salesman, but he knows him by name. It's just such a funny punch up to the bit.
But I mean, this whole scene is so funny because like she is still wearing the wife's face and he's like kind of following after her, like trying to talk her out of breaking up with him. And then Holly dips behind like a mirror for a millisecond and I guess like peels the mask off. And then, her face is just covered in blood and he's just like accepts that his wife evaporated and Holly's standing there with like blood all over her.
Yeah, he has like the object permanence of like a newborn. Like he just doesn't.
Right. Yeah. Well, she did say, this is the last time you'll see me. I already packed my bags and we're going to go home and now you're not going to see me anymore. Goodbye.
Oh, man.
Oh,
as far as like all those guys, like, I do believe they're wrestlers. And I think on Carousel 3, there was a lot of wrestlers in that. And I believe that's where Steve probably met a lot of these guys. And I think, I could be wrong, but I believe they are from the local KSWA.
Oh, okay.
A wrestling league that, kind of performs out in our area.
Yeah. Keystone Wrestling. Keystone Wrestling.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Keystone Wrestling Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to a couple of their shows down at the Moose Lodge and they got PBR pounders for $1. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Wrestling at the Moose. Oh, that's the most Western PA shit I've ever heard in my life.
Hell yeah, dude. I saw a fucking no disqualification match, and one of the guys they had like one of those shitty like kind of food concession stands.
Yeah, and
they were serving like nachos and hot dogs. Mm-hmm. And in the no DQ match, the guy took a spoon out of the nacho pot. It was just the nacho stuff out of the can put into a crock pot to keep it warm.
Sure, yeah.
And he took the spoon out and fucking whacked the other guy with it and got nacho cheese everywhere. So that's about the kind of operation that you see down watching wrestling at the Moose Lodge.
I love it.
That sounds very charming.
Yeah. So after Holly murders Joan and Joan has disappeared, Holly gets the great idea, like, oh, I'll have dinner on Christmas Eve with Jay now, because now he's free. And he invites him to his family's cabin. And I believe this is where you get the surviving Christmas, right, Brian?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. If I have, I think I'm actually conflating it with a different movie. What's the one where Jon Favreau, who's like obsessed with MMA?
Oh, like 3 Christmases or 2 Christmases, 4 Christmases.
Okay, yeah, I think that's the one.
It's a certain number of Christmases. Yeah, and there's the 2.
A certain number of
like
Christmases.
A certain number of Christmases. I want to say it's called 4 Christmases.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
with Jon Favreau, and
it's 4 Christmases.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, that's what I was mixing it up with. So maybe I haven't seen Surviving Christmas, but
Surviving Christmas is better. 4 Christmases, I could take it or leave it. Surviving Christmas, worth a watch if you can stomach Ben Affleck, which I sometimes can. Sometimes can't.
I like him. I like him. Speaking of Ben Affleck, let's take a little detour because I do have 2 wet ones, and so we had some technical issues, and that gave me enough time to finish my 2 Xmas. Yeah. That I now can bring out my other wet one, and I figure I'll talk about it since it is from the Harpoon Brewery.
And
it is their Dunkin' brown sugar shaken espresso stout.
Oh,
that sounds amazing.
Of Ben Affleck, that is that is undoubtedly his favorite beer.
It's got to be, but it's a brown sugar nitro, and we'll see how that is as we continue.
That sounds delicious.
But so Holly, she is made well aware by Dominic, her imaginary rat, that you don't have a family or a cabin, and so she has to. She has to kidnap a nice gay couple in their cabin and then kidnap a couple of jewel thieves who are also the wet bandits.
Yeah, apparently.
Lesbian jewel thieves.
Yeah. This is our second wet bandit reference, though, because in A Cheesy Christmas, there is a through line about the 2 leads getting each other rats for Christmas, and the rats,
as you do,
their names are Harry and Marv. But the jewel thieves in this they're doing the wet bandit routine of turning on the sinks of every place they hit.
Yeah, but the one girl doesn't like it.
Right? Yeah.
She tries to convince her not to.
Well, I this is very top of mind for me. I watched Home Alone 2: Lost in New York last night, as I do every year, and I maintain that the single funniest joke ever made by humans still is Marv being electrocuted and turning into a skeleton.
Yes.
I have watched it at least twice a year for my entire life and pissed my pants laughing every single time.
So it's like a cartoon.
It's Looney Tunes. It's just a Looney Tunes bit.
Yeah, it's Looney Tunes. So yeah.
I'm actually shocked that doesn't happen at some point in this movie.
Yeah, like somebody
honestly,
being turned into a skeleton is the funniest thing that can happen to you.
Yeah,
if you're electrocuted, if you're struck by lightning, something, and you get turned into a skeleton, it's always going to be funny.
I mean, don't we all turn into skeletons
That's
eventually?
True, but it's so slow and boring. I want to turn into a skeleton super fast.
Instantaneous.
Yeah. Super fast so everybody can see. He wants everybody to see his skeleton.
I want everybody to see my skeleton.
The way Holly captures them too, she captures one of them with a Home Alone gag, and that she goes to pull a light switch and it drops a brick on her head.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the other one I know is a reference to something, but I can't think of what it is. But she comes up behind the other one and puts a rag to her face and just says, "Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep." And I can't, I know that's a reference to something, but I just can't.
The only thing I can think of is Ace Ventura when he does that. He's the guy on the track, the football player. He's looking.
Yeah.
That might actually just be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could
when
be.
He's trying to look at everyone's rings to see if the rock's missing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that might actually just be it. But yeah, she gathers all these people into a cabin and explains their situation. And the one girl who is played by Jessa Flux, She plays Belle, and Jessa Flux is like, you'll know her from a lot of stuff, especially if you watch Steve's movies, but she's in a lot of low budget stuff like Bigfoot Exorcist.
My God.
She was in Carousel 3. She was in Shingles, the movie.
Okay.
But yeah, she's in just tons and tons and tons of, you know, low budget stuff. But yeah, you'll recognize her if you're into those kind of things. She makes a decision that she's going to put on an accent. And
I love this.
And she's going to do kind of the mid-Atlantic classic 40s accent, and just really get into the role. And I love it because it leads to when Jay arrives and he's getting introduced to the family, he sees that the two lesbian jewel thieves are holding hands, and he says, "Are you two together?" And her line delivery of "No, we're sisters" is so fucking great.
Yeah.
I know, it's kind of like on Always Sunny, how like Charlie will take any opportunity to like play a character or like dress up or do an accent. It's exactly like that. This chick is just thrilled to like be able to play a part. Yeah. Meanwhile, her girlfriend is freaking out constantly, as you should be if you're a human. But
yeah, they're in mortal danger. But she's just like, I'm just doing it to appease her. Yeah, but it's like, no, it's clear that you're really into it.
Yeah, she's doing.
You're enjoying it.
She goes full Aunt Martha from Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, which is great. So yeah, we get, you know, an uncomfortable dinner scene, and we just, it kind of progresses as you would expect.
But this is also when Holly learns that he has a daughter.
Oh, yes.
Which she didn't know.
Yes, there's another wrinkle in Holly's plans because he brings a daughter that he had not spoken about before, which this feels a little bit like a Hallmark movie. Like it's a new wrinkle of like, oh, the female lead is then supposed to learn to accept, you know, an extra responsibility in a family and like, you know, bring that person in. And that's the exact opposite of what happens in this.
Holly has no intention of doing that. It's funny too, because she's like, oh, is this one of your orphans?
Yeah.
She always wants to believe it's not what it obviously is. You know, like when she sees him earlier, she's like, oh, they must just be an acquaintance. And then they hug. Well, maybe they're just friends.
Oh, they're friends.
Oh, they're kissing. Oh, maybe it's his son. Like, he just keeps making all these excuses of it's not what she doesn't want it to be.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Just anything other than what she wants. Yeah. And you know, that's because she just is a delusional, crazy person who is trying to project, you know, this future life for herself. And then, it all falls apart because, you know, she has to kill one of the jewel thieves, and then she winds up killing the daughter in a very brutal fashion.
I did not expect like grisly crowbar child murder.
Yeah.
This made me laugh. So they use the crowbar, but then like she hits the daughter first, and like all of the hits and attacks in this movie are so quiet.
Yeah.
There's like almost no sound effect to it. It's just like Duck. And then she's like digging the top of the crowbar like down into the girl's head, and this poor little child actress is just like closing her eyes as like all this fake blood is like streaming down her face, and then she gets her face bashed in repeatedly.
Yeah.
This goes from like hilarious, just like, you know, silly horror to just like Damien Leone, like just horrifying, masochistic child face smash murder.
Yeah, just absolutely over the top. And it is like, it does in that moment remind you, because like when she killed Joan, you know, she robocoped her and then cut her face off. And that was grotesque. And you go, wow, that's way over the top. And then the movie kind of lulls you back into like a weird kind of Christmassy, jokey vibe, because it's being funny and it's being Christmassy, but it's not being particularly violent. And then it goes just back up to 100. And you're just like, oh, Jesus.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Even that dude that she kills with the icicle, the death is so fast and so subtle.
Yeah.
It happens just in an instant. And it's because she tried to bake Jay cookies and then she botched that. And so she had to steal cookies from this guy who was like bringing them like to the homeless shelter or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
She murdered him for his cookies.
For the cookies.
Yeah. Which is the other thing. Everybody else has such good intentions about everything they're doing.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's bringing cookies to the homeless shelter, and like everybody else is doing things for Christmas and doing things to help people. Steve's character Jay is helping orphans. And like, so yeah, everybody is out to help except for her because she's being selfish. She's being selfish for Christmas. She's being a Grinch. So yeah, obviously everything comes down around her and she has to just kill everybody. And it leads to another very good reference. But she has to, when she's going to kill the other jewel thief, she delivers the line, "I'm going to deck your halls, bub." And that is a line from Big Show's character in Jingle All the Way.
Okay, I was going to say, that has to be a quote that just went over my head.
Yeah. Yeah. You've already mentioned how you don't love Jingle All the Way, but I kind of do. And that is...
I do too.
That's when Arnold has to fight all the Santas in the back of the mall. Yeah. And there's the one, huge Santa that's played by the Big Show. And he's just like, "I'm going to deck your halls, bub." I
tried to, literally this very morning, I tried to get we're recording this on Sunday before we release it. This very morning tried to get my kids to watch Jingle All the Way. Just like, hey, let's see what's on. It was on Tubi, popped it on. We all lost interest almost immediately. Right after the opening scene with the Turbo Man and all that, like we all lost interest. I think it's because it's better when like Sinbad comes and everything. But for the first part, Arnold's character is so unlikable. Yeah, and that just loses me. But anyway,
it has that kind of like liar tinge to it.
Yeah,
where like Jim Carrey's character
definitely
is super unlikable as well. But you just have to get through it to allow them to have an arc. But yeah.
Listen, I could watch Santa's Sleigh, and I'm always going to do that. I'm always going to watch Bill Goldberg and Santa's Sleigh if given the option.
Yeah, but that's because that movie starts off hot as fuck because he kicks Chris Kattan through a china cabinet. That fucking rules.
And then stabs what's his freaking name? Oh my God, from The Godfather, James Caan. I want to say Michael Caine. Yeah. James Caan. It'd be funny if he stabbed Michael Caine. No, he stabs James Caan's hands to the table. I mean, it's just it's fucking insane.
Fucking yeets a dog. So yeah. But yeah, I don't want to spoil the ending of the film too much, but the day is saved by Santa somewhat.
Sure.
Technically, I guess.
Technically, sort of. The day is saved by Santa, and then you get an upskirt shot out of nowhere.
Oh, you really do. You really do.
Totally do. What the fuck?
Yeah, I did.
And then the movie ends so abruptly.
Yeah, it's funny. I did notice that as well, and I was like, wait. All right, unexpected.
Yeah. The actress Jessa Flux is known for doing nudity in pretty much everything that she does, and not that I subscribe to it or anything, but I do believe she has an OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
Not that it's my credit card every single month or anything, but
no. I mean, it really doesn't, because I am too poor for any of that. So I'm a child of the 90s. I didn't pay for pornography. I found it in the woods.
That's true. The woods will provide it. All right. Any final thoughts on Curtains for Christmas?
I think it's the funniest movie we watched. I think it's the best movie we watched. It has the best gore, and it is also a treasure trove of Christmas references, and it also just is the most Christmas film. Like, one of these films, I'm not even sure occurs at Christmas, And another one of these films actively tries to deny Christmas. So
yeah, it's certainly the most Christmassy. I will say that. I will admit that it does not have Gary Busey in it. I do want to reiterate that, though.
Sure. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The biggest star in all of these films is Gary Busey.
By a mile.
In all three films.
Country mile. Yes.
Easily.
All right. Let's get into our...
Dan in the chat. Dan in our chat was just 2 seconds slow on the draw, and then he says, but it doesn't have a cooked out Gary Busey.
That's true.
He was on the same track as you, Brian.
Yep. Doesn't have Gary Busey, who they clearly had on set for 90 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Eric Roberts learned filmmaking from Gary Busey.
Yeah. All right. So I know we're getting deep into Gingerdead Man, but we got another movie to talk about first. Kelly, tell us about from the year of our Lord 1980 to All a Good Night.
Continued in part 2.